you've not heard, we've got an official plan from President Donald Trump to lower home prices. Housing is at its all-time lows in the past 3 decades. So we will discuss what his 3 plans are.
We got plans, big plans.
And whether this will make it worse or better for North Carolina. So the 3 things are going to be this: building code reforms, cutting red tape and regulations, and opening federal land for housing. So one of the biggest roadblocks right now for new construction is outdated building codes. They slow down projects, add cost, and vary widely from place to place. Of course, I'm in North Carolina, so the building codes here compared to where you may be living is going to be different. So Trump's executive order wants to change that by doing the following: creating uniform national guidelines, encouraging states to modernize their codes, rewarding cities that adopt faster permitting systems. So why does this all matter anyway?
Why should I care?
Faster builds equals more homes, which equals more lower prices on homes. Builders can cut costs and put those savings towards the buyer and the home. So I'm in Fayetteville, North Carolina, which is right next to Fort Bragg, one of the largest military bases on the East Coast. And this is great news for those V8 buyers eyeing those new construction homes that are energy efficient. And of course, it's just more of a local tip here, but places like Cumberland County, Hope County, and Harnett County, this can definitely help you with new construction. Faster permitting eases backlogs that we've seen a lot with new developments. And of course, it's not just about speed, it's about cost efficiency for you also. Next thing I talk is we need less regulations, and hopefully that red tape gets the boot. So with Trump's order, hopefully this will target regulatory overkill. So let's be real, it takes developers a team of lawyers just to break ground sometimes, which means higher costs for them, unfortunately, which in turn means higher costs for you. Just to give you a little background story, I'm going to actually through this right now with one of my buyers. They bought a new construction home in Hope Mills. We actually went under contract 5 months ago. So the time of this video is now April 11th, 2025. So we went under contract October, November time frame. And there's other homes in this neighborhood, all new construction homes in this neighborhood that are being built. So they picked a lot, they picked the model home they wanted, all that good stuff. And they just today, or this week actually, broke ground on starting to build his home. I actually went out.
That's bull crap. That is bull crap.
There yesterday and filmed it. Not much there to film, but I just showed them the lot. They started building a foundation out there. And talking to the listing agent, what the problem was just all this red tape. It's unbelievable to me, and it's not their fault, the listing agent's fault and that stuff, but now this puts my buyer back behind. He was supposed to move into this house May or June, hopefully. Now it's looking more like August, and it's really hard to say, because they've got not only his home to build, but they've got several lots out there that they're building homes on. And I don't know what the holdup was. That's a listing agent's, I could have found out if I wanted to. Found out a little bit. It's just we're in Hope Mills, and this house is being built in Hope Mills. So there's a lot of issues with sewer systems, stuff like that, which really didn't make any sense to me because this same developer built homes in the same neighborhood a couple years ago and is continuing to build homes in this neighborhood. So I'm not sure exactly what the problem was with the sewing system or sewer system. And of course, this puts strains now on the developer. He's got to, I don't know if he's getting more workers out there to build these homes faster, quicker, to hopefully get these buyers into these homes. He may be adding some incentives for the delay, which wasn't his fault, but he's got to make the consumer happy. You got to make the buyer happy as best you can. So I'm not where that's stuff's being in the works, but it just really puts a strain on everybody. And these people are looking to, not only these people, my buyers, but other buyers with other agents were hoping to move in May, June timeframe. And now they got to spend money on a hotel. They're PCS'ing here. Luckily my clients are here locally, so their lease ends in May on their apartment. So they're just going to pay month by month. So it doesn't affect them too much, but it could have. And I just feel bad for these other buyers that are moving here, and what are they going to do? Are they go to an Airbnb, get a hotel room, things like that? It's just very, It's very inconveniencing to them. So with this executive order, what it aims to do is the following. Fast track environmental reviews, push local governments to relax zoning restrictions, simplify permit approvals. But here's the kicker. While this could lead to more affordable homes, some critics are waving the red flag over here, which are environmental impacts, overcrowding, and maybe some lack of oversight. Here's my take on it. If it's done right, it can definitely, of course, help. If it's done wrong, we could see a free-for-all. So for areas around Fort Bragg, this might encourage more higher housing density near employment hubs, which could in turn help military families and renters. So before I go into the third thing, if you're thinking of moving to the Fayetteville and surrounding areas, please reach out to the team and me. We would love to help you. We've helped thousands of people move to the area, and we'd love to help you also. So the next thing we talk about is going to be federal land. So this is where it gets a little interesting and tricky for North Carolina. So President Trump's plan is to open up federal land to developers. Sounds great, doesn't it? Cheap land, more homes. What's not to love? So here are some of the problems that are in North Carolina.
Problem? What problem?
Only 3.2% of our land is federally owned. That's tiny compared to states like Utah and Nevada, over 50%. Most of our federal land is already being used by national forests, parks, and of course military bases like Fort Bragg. So while this move could massively help Western states, I really don't see the needle moving too much here in North Carolina. But don't count us out just yet. Here's some things that are happening in North Carolina. Wake County launched its first community land trust. We're seeing state-funded disaster recovery housing from programs like CDBR-DR. And cities are exploring more flexible zoning and infill housing. So in the end, what does this all mean for you? So building code reforms can definitely lower costs and speed up construction. So of course, the deregulation and the red tape would be fantastic, but there needs to be an oversight. And unfortunately, I think with federal land and the development, it's going to help out other states tremendously, but I really don't see it affecting or helping North Carolina at all here, unfortunately. But the great news is housing, again, is a main priority. More funding, more attention, and hopefully more opportunity to position yourself to buy a home. So buyers, definitely stay educated, stay up to date with what's going on. And if you're interested in new construction, definitely watch out for those new construction zones. And sellers, if you are on the fence about selling your home, this could be the thing that pushes you over the fence. It really depends on your area, but I would recommend putting your house on the market before too much competition shows up. And again, if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in the Fayetteville surrounding areas, please reach out to the team and me. We would love to help you. My direct number is below, or you can scan this QR code up here in the corner. And if you enjoyed this video, definitely check out these videos right here that YouTube recommends to you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video.